Have you ever had a pedicure?
Yeah. Hammer nails. Yeah. Great spot.
Put your legs up, man.
Kev's toes are out.
I like Kev with his feet out, man.
You know how comfortable you got to be as a black man to have your feet out?
Yeah.
Supreme level of comfort. I don't just have toes out here and there.
No. Hey, put your shoes back on and stink. It smells like cheese.
Man.
Toes out.
He got his feet out.
Yeah, but they don't smell like cheese.
I got slides on.
I don't care.
I got slides on.
I'm taking mine off.
What you gonna do when you go to Hawaii?
What does that mean?
You gonna have your socks on at the beach?
I'm gonna have a 5XT and some Air Force Ones and keep it real. The hell you thought? I'm in the streets, thugging. I just happened to rap.
Can we start the episode?
Okay, are you done booking your movie tickets?
Yes. I'm not gonna apologize for buying Avengers tickets. I gotta buy Avengers tickets because Avengers is happening.
All right, you ready? 1,
I really should
2,
buy Avengers tickets
3,
for my
to
kids.
the right. Righteous. What up? This is your boy Doughboy
and Kev on stage,
and this is another installment of Righteous and Ratchet because everybody's a little bit righteous
and a little bit ratchet.
All right, lots of things on the docket to talk about today. We got some things that we gotta talk about. First one is a somber note that we have to.
Very sad.
Very sad news. We lost a pioneer, hip hop icon in Nipsey Hussle.
Yes,
he was unfortunately gunned down in his hometown of Los Angeles, in front of a store that he had put in the community. Very outspoken young man, always talking about positivity and black empowerment. And this one was a really tough one.
Yes,
for me to deal with.
I wanted my message to impact individuals like myself, young people that was in these areas that was controlled by gangbanging. But I wanted to be able to say, I'm not different. I'm exactly the same. I've been through everything you've been through or you're gonna go through as somebody in that culture. And where I'm gonna go, wherever I end up, whether it's at the top of the game or in a successful situation as a business owner, you're gonna know that you can end up there too.
Your story.
So I just want to tell a quick story about Nipsey. I was actually fortunate enough to meet him a couple times, but the first time I met him, he had a very positive impact on me and taught me something that I took away from it that I still carry to this day. I had booked a Beats by Dre commercial. He was on the same commercial. It was back in 2014, and I didn't really know that much about him. I knew who he was, and I knew he was a rapper. I just wasn't that familiar with his music. And I remember there was a long line of people. It was like extras, like camera crew. Everybody was like trying to get pictures with him. So I was like, I gotta get a picture with this guy. And I remember just waiting. And so I remember going up to him. I was like, hey, bro, I don't even want to be a groupie, but can I get a picture? He was like, hey, nah, bro, don't ever apologize. I'm honored that you would even want to, take a picture with me. So he took a picture with me. And then, we talked for a few minutes. And that just taught me something because I became a fan of his from that interaction. He was so nice and such a genuine dude that I actually became a fan of his. And then even as I started to progress in my career, I always wanted to be that same way if I ever had an interaction with anybody that was a fan of my work. So I always loved his music, man. So, man, rest in peace. I think we definitely had a big loss.
We had a show that day, and me, Tony, and Tahir were just like, dang. Like, it was... It's very rare that I don't want to do stand-up and be funny.
Right.
And that was one of the times where I was just like, I mean, I didn't consume his music crazy like that, but I was definitely aware of and admired his like business acumen. You know, the $1,000 mixtape, the $100 mixtape,
yes.
The Marathon clothing store, buying property in I think it was Crenshaw and Slauson. Yeah. I remember I met him briefly. I didn't even really meet him. I saw him at the airport. We were both in the first class line. Diamond medallion.
That was a hard flex.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And I did black guy head nod.
Okay.
And he black guy head nodded.
He black guy head nodded you.
And you know how I feel.
Because you had never felt the same because the game
did not black guy head nod me at Six Flags.
Right.
And I'm like, out of respect for the
you got to give me this.
You got to give me this. And I was just like, he was just with his boy. And it's sad because he's a father, a husband, a businessman, but he was like, I know some people who bang.
Yeah.
And Nipsey was their icon.
He was very much, he represented that you could do it.
Yeah. And what I mean by that is people who bang hit licks still. And we're like, bro, I'm trying to be like Nip in the sense of I need to do something legal.
Yes.
I need to sell clothes. I need to do
some
documentary.
people.
I need to do something other than like this street stuff.
Yeah.
And because like people like me, I can't reach the person that like still in the street like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know that type of presence being lost.
Yeah.
is difficult to do. And I just want to say one more thing about social media, and then we can move on to our next topic.
Right.
The thing about social media that's so frustrating, I was talking to my wife about this. Like, you always knew there were stupid people in the world.
Right.
But social media giving you access to people's thoughts as they're thinking them.
Jeez.
I'd be like, y'all be on another level of dumb. And when
And it spreads like wildfire.
When I saw some of the tweets, I'd be like, y'all just are stupid.
And I'm starting to really understand that I think that there is a correlation between social media and mental health. I just feel like it can really affect people's
Absolutely.
That's why I avoided the people were posting and retweeting the video of his and I was like, a couple people sent it to me. I'm like, fam, I'm not watching that.
Because you see it and you can't erase it out of your
for me, it's too much.
Yeah.
There's so much black trauma on the timeline. Like, and it plays in my head like the Philando Castile. When I hear that name, I can see the video.
Yeah.
You know, Eric Garner, Walter Scott, like all those videos are like pulled up in my mind.
And that's the crazy thing about it too, because like growing up, I never seen anybody physically pass away. So now, like with the state of affairs where we're at with technology, you see it all the time. It's almost like you become desensitized to seeing human death. And that is just
so. And I don't want to be. And I don't want to go out of my way to see stuff. I wish there was a way you couldn't like I wish it was always blocked.
Yeah.
If it had sensitive behavior, but people would just be in a rush to get retweets and likes. So rest in peace, Nipsey
rest in peace to
Hussle.
Nipsey Hussle.
Prayers to your family, your loved ones, people you impacted.
Absolutely.
You will absolutely be missed. And I hope that we carry on your legacy and your memory as far as all the positive things you're doing in the community.
Absolutely.
And we do the same.
The marathon will continue.
The marathon
Absolutely
will continue. Speaking of social media,
yes,
Lupita, probably my favorite on the rise actress. She is in line to replace all my faves because of her amazing ability, skill,
her
personality. She every time you see her at like a press junket and she is with somebody or on the red carpet, she just looks like you want her to come to game night. I just want her to pull up.
I never even thought about that. She does have a very inviting presence.
Yes.
Like, come on over here.
You know she's getting 7 on Taboo.
Absolutely.
Absolutely getting 7 when she goes. And she's probably give a good guess or give you 3 on the guess. And I just believe like I want her on my team.
Absolutely.
And if she's on the opposite team, I'm like, man, you know they got Lupita.
They got a ringer.
Yeah, she's probably good at spades. Like,
absolutely.
So she got in a little bit of backlash because her performance in Us, she was talking about, someone asked her how did she channel the voice that
she was talking about her method acting.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was method acting, but her method to get to that thing. And she, I want to make sure I pronounce it right. She said she saw a Kennedy speaking, and she was like kind of enamored with his
how
voice.
He spoke, right?
Yeah, so she said, and I hope I pronounce this right, spasmodic dysphonia is the condition that she used to help create
come with that voice.
Yeah.
And then people came for her.
Now here's the thing, right? I'm gonna walk you through my thought process. People came for her, and I was mad initially. I was like, and I came in. You
came in hot.
What about?
Right.
What about this guy, Tom Hanks, and what about Leo and What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and what about Dustin Hoffman and Rain Man? What about these people? Right? And then, as the day, I've never tweeted any of this because
you held it in.
Yeah,
that's wise.
I think twice before I tweet. I usually share my thoughts with close friends, group chats, before I tweet them. Right?
It's a smart thing to do.
Yeah,
kind of buffer it out.
Yeah,
because once you throw it out there, it's out there.
It's out there. And then, you know, I recently followed some disability advocates. This girl had, she was talking about ableism and how people like treat people with disabilities, right? And in order to widen my knowledge base, I tend to follow people outside my circle who come across as really intelligent and speak on things like that.
Right.
And she was like, look, because Lupita apologized profusely a lot. Like,
so the I want to say this right. The disability community, is that the right?
Yeah, I think disabled community.
Disabled community. They're the ones who came for her.
Yeah, and I think it was people with either
That actually had the
disability
voice.
advocates and people with that.
And they were saying, don't use our voice as a scary tone of voice, which
Right.
is what she was going for.
Right,
Okay.
right. So, and she apologized, right? And people were like, no, you shouldn't apologize. You shouldn't apologize. You're acting,
See,
you're acting.
that's a double-edged sword. How are you going to get mad at somebody and when they apologize, you get mad at them for apologizing?
No. Two separate things.
Okay, all right,
The people
I
who
just-
got mad at her were not the people who were mad at her for apologizing.
Okay.
People who got mad at her for
we're almost defending her in that sense.
No,
of, like,
no.
You shouldn't have to
Two
apologize.
separate
Okay,
groups.
I regress.
people. Yeah, people who were mad at her in the disabled community were mad because she was using that voice, right?
Right.
Using that condition to create
As a
that
scary voice.
right?
Right.
Then she apologized, and I think those people were like, "Thank you." Then people who weren't in the disabled community were like, "Why are you apologizing?" And mad at her for apologizing, and mad at people for coming after her. And here's the thing: if something you do, I can't like say you don't have a right to be mad,
Right.
If somebody offends you, right?
Right.
So if you are disabled, you're a disability advocate, or you have that condition, and
That's
you're
something
mad
I
at her,
noticed. I just- okay.
and you're mad at her, rightfully so.
Right.
Right. And she apologized. Also, let her apologize.
Right.
Right. It's okay to let people be like, my bad, because it's the same thing we get mad about people for like Kevin Hart and other people like, you should apologize and you should apologize over and over until people who you offended are upset if you feel like wrongfully so. And here's the thing. She said in her apology, like, it was not my intention to do this, but you know, and I can see how you were hurt by this, and I apologize. Like, let her.
But see, that's the thing, though. I think that's where I come off on it. It's just like, I feel like we're living in a world right now that is more sensitive than ever, and then more demanding than ever. Like everybody's really, really sensitive, and then every's really, really quick to cut you off.
I don't know. I think here's the thing.
Not
about
saying that
social
people
media.
can't be offended, but gee, this is a movie.
I completely agree with you about the sensitivity thing.
Right.
But what social media has done
Yes.
is I don't think people are necessarily more or less sensitive now. You just never would have known how people outside of your circle felt. Except the
point.
news.
Good point.
Like you read Twitter, you can see how literally the world,
They just run with things. It's like there's no thought. There's
everything
boom. Right.
is offensive.
And gullibility,
to someone.
too.
And I just feel like
Oh, man. That's what I was talking about with the whole. So let me just quick aside on social media.
okay.
When I talk about how dumb people are. So there is a fake page of mine, Kev on Stage.
Really?
Fake.
now
page.
you know you made it. Somebody's faking to be you.
Yes. Let me. Man, I wish I had the
You follow your fake
no.
self?
Somebody sent me the screenshot. But basically, the person was like, "Hi, me, Kev on Stage. I am giving away $90 million to the
Oh, I've
next
seen that.
900 people who follow. All you have to do is comment, like, and say, pick me." People really be like following the instructions. Said $90,000.
What about you and make a person think you
people.
have $90 million?
What about me makes you think I'm giving away $9?
For real at all.
Do the math. 90,000 times 900 is what?
90 million.
90 million?
How are you so?
What about me looks like 90 million?
Nothing.
And if I had 90 million, social media gone.
Man,
Who?
you out of here?
Kevin disappeared. Never heard
Kev
of him.
off stage?
Kev off the grid.
Kev off that.
Kev off the grid?
Off
Kev
the
off
grid.
all the
No,
things.
if I got 90 million, I'm probably going to be there. I'm going to be like, hey, man.
I don't know. 90 million, I might just dip out.
No, you know how many people have 90 million still on there?
You could be content with 90.
I would change my name to
Tyler Perry has
Consuelo.
400. Oprah got $1 billion. They be on Twitter every day trying to get another $1 billion.
This is the thing that I feel like is unfortunate for Lupita. It's already difficult enough to pull off a role like she did in Us. I mean, can we just have a moment of just recognition for
I still believe she
how
should be
good-
nominated for Best Actress and Best Supporting
That
Actress.
was just, I mean,
One
she
for
put on
Red
a
and
clinic.
one for the other.
So it's just
one for
like
Adelaide.
it's just like, man, like I just feel like people just be tripping. Like, and I'm not taking anything away from anybody who was offended. I mean, I get it, but it's just like it's a movie. She was
No,
trying.
I think that's incorrect.
I'm being insensitive.
I think you don't suffer from that. So it's easier for you to pass that off like, y'all being sensitive. Now, what if it was alcoholism? Look how sensitive you get about alcoholism. People are like, oh, I'm an alcoholic. No, that ain't right. But because you're affected by that. And that's what we do as people. If it doesn't affect us, you're being sensitive. Because I could easily call you sensitive, like it's just a movie. Bradley Cooper's playing a sober person or an alcoholic. It's just a movie. What are you mad about? But if you really were mad, saying that's not how it's like, then you'd be mad, and you'd be rightfully so. And who am I, who never suffered from alcoholism, to tell you you're wrong for being offended?
Solid point.
I know. I
You on it today, man.
But that's
you
what
woke
we
up
do
with it
with
on your
people.
mind. You got your toes out, and your opinions are formed. I see it.
And I don't think I think you could say, and I don't think you're saying anything about
Right,
but say he did something ridiculous and was like, oh yeah, hung out with a whole bunch of drunks and went to a sober facility. Them guys never gonna make it, and you'd be like, bro. Like,
yeah.
But I think because he played that role with such realism, you were like, you were like, oh snap, this is how it be.
That's why I told you it was like the best movie ever, and then you were kind of let down.
Yeah, I was just like
that wasn't the best movie you ever saw in your life.
No,
The movie was great.
it was all right.
Can we take his mic?
Cool.
Can we take his mic?
It was okay.
It was cool.
I'm not
You
gonna lie.
hyped
Stars
it, and
Bo-
I let you hype it.
No,
It
because-
wasn't bad, but your hype train was like,
No,
it
the
was
reason-
Casablanca.
cry?
No.
The music was good.
I guess it really is like the personal attachment. So then maybe that is why people with that
Yes.
affliction were like, "Yo, that's not how it
Yes.
really is."
Yes.
So she did apologize. Did they accept her apology? Because I feel like people don't be accepting your apology
Well,
these days.
I mean, it's like, how do you accept the apology of an angry mob? Like, I think what happens is the people who were offended probably felt that it was a genuine apology.
Okay.
And I think that's all you can really ask. You know what I mean? It's not a person. It's the community. And then another thing that was interesting, and his kind of changed my thought process on it. People were like, what happened to Tom Hanks and blah, blah, blah. And people were like, they got ridiculed. Disability
It was
groups
just
came at Tom.
Why did they come at Tom Hanks for Forrest Gump?
Forrest Gump.
Really?
Yeah, and
It's
I
just
didn't
a
know
different
that.
time
And
period.
somebody was like, Google it. And I Googled it.
Because
and people-
social media wasn't what it was. Social media has
Exactly.
changed our lives.
Yes.
Easily. And that's the thing. Like, when you watch Forrest Gump, but like 94, was it? 92, 94? I don't think it was any later than 94.
So what
I think it
what
came
were
out
they
around the
saying
line-
that he was doing? He was mimicking somebody with
mocking, and that's what they were. Some people were saying she was mocking him, and she was like, "That wasn't my intention." But you could say that about Tom Hanks, and what ended up happening is people did come after him, but because we're not in that community, we didn't see it. Because think about it, and this is what this person was saying. These are not my thoughts. Somebody on Twitter said this. People in your timeline tweet and retweet things that are basically it's an echo chamber. So if you don't follow a whole bunch of disability advocates and disability groups,
What is
you're
an
not
echo
gonna see that.
chamber?
It's like
I didn't want to act like I knew what that was.
people who think like you.
Oh, okay.
So the majority of our timeline is young
People that have the same like-minded
minorities,
thoughts.
like music, same type of music. We very rarely disagree about.
I think Doughboy
we,
still follows George Washington though.
Yeah,
Oh, you just out here. You just out
Doughboy
here funny
writes his
than that.
tweets by dipping a pen in feather ink. Dearest beloved, I slide us into thou DMs upon this tweet.
Ye old fam.
What is thou doing, big headed?
What is thou doing?
I write to you from afar.
Big headed?
Please, may I join you in your stable chambers? Sincerely, always yours, Dobithius.
The revolution is
Don't
close.
bitches? You think you real funny. You shut up. You started all of this.
But so okay, I'll give you an example.
Excuse
Right?
me for coughing. I'm
Good,
getting over a
man.
little cold.
My
yeah.
ears are
There's
bleeding.
there's a person I follow who is a prison abolitionist, right?
Abolitionist. You
Abolitionist.
just with the big words on this.
Yes, who believes
voice.
prisons should be abolished.
Okay.
And her timeline is full of people who think like that, people who do work in the inner city, poets, you know, people who are talking about Israel and Palestine. That is often the timeline of her social media. That is not often my timeline.
Right.
When we had the Black Trump supporter, her timeline is, even though she's
All
black,
black Trump supporters.
no, it's conservatives.
Black conservatives.
Not necessarily a lot of black conservatives, but conservatives overall,
Got
right?
it.
So, and when you hear that stuff, like, and I was talking about this with her,
It becomes an echo chamber.
it becomes
Now
an
I'm
echo
using
chamber.
it in my vernacular.
But that's what happens. So, and you really don't like, because think about it. If somebody constantly tweets stuff or Instagram stuff that you don't be wanting to hear, you be like, Brian,
I'm unfollowing you.
unfollow or mute. I'm not trying to hear that. You know what I mean? So, and that kind of shapes what you think. And that's what makes us think that everybody's thinking like us. Because it's really just, and Facebook, the algorithm, and Instagram, it just shows you stuff that you're more
Is
likely
this-
to engage with.
That
Is
you wanna
social
see.
media like really like the modern day Matrix? When you think about it like that? Because we're surrounded by like-minded people, or
I
what we
think
think
it
in
is
different visualizations of things we see.
I think it is a water cooler on steroids. So remember the water cooler
In your
at
bag
work?
today.
Yeah. and
Toes
it's
out,
just-
Kev.
Wow.
It's a good
Imagine
Kev.
if you could access the thoughts of everyone. Wow. And all the water coolers
The
in America.
water cooler on steroids.
You
is
can
a
access
great-
the water cooler in rural Georgia.
Wow.
The water cooler in upstate New York.
Because that's all it is.
It's the water cooler everywhere. And then everybody's yelling all the time. That's why I think, and listen, sometimes, very rarely, because social media is literally not a part of my job. It's how I make 100% of my
all the
income.
money.
Like actually, I make money by doing stand-up shows, but they're generated by social media. But when I go on vacation, man,
I gotta disconnect.
sometimes it's like, bruh,
I gotta turn the phone off
because it's funny. Like we were talking about when we were doing the docket today of like how quickly the news changes. Right,
We had a whole docket of things. Right, Omari, stop calling Omari.
I don't know why she said that. Omari Hardwick's Beyonce kiss.
That was like top number one.
All the rage.
And then we almost didn't even put it on to talk about.
Because by the time, Nipsey passed later that day. But and this is Tuesday morning.
Right. Jeez.
That stuff happened.
It seems old and it was just 2 days ago.
That Omari Beyonce thing was literally the whole timeline until it wasn't. Bro, now mind you,
it travels so fast.
If that was 20 years ago, right? You wouldn't have even heard about neither of those things until Monday morning.
Or the late night news.
That really kind of like...
That's a funny thing. I was actually going to bring this up
tonight
today.
at 11.
When's the last time you got news from the news?
Jeez.
Like first. Sometimes we go to the news to verify what we know, like when celebrity dies or...
That makes me feel so old.
You are.
Shut up.
Absolutely feel
Shut
old.
up.
You are.
But that's like, because I used to... Like you said, the other episode, we used to look through job listings in the classified section.
We used to find movie times.
Remember stuff used to be front page material?
So funny. Before we shot this, me and Josh spent a good 20 minutes buying Avengers tickets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. About to
now
make me
think
late.
about this. Me and Doughboy, me, Doughboy, and Josh, this is probably later or early in your life. Movie tickets were on the newspaper. Right? You couldn't even buy them without going to the movies.
Oh my gosh.
You had to go to the movies
or
early.
You would call them.
Or call them. I remember when Fandango came out. Before Fandango, you would call the movie theater and it would list the movies
and the
by
times.
alphabetical order. So if the movie you wanted to see was like Zoolander, you got to wait 20 minutes for them to go through all the times, right? Then Fandango came out. Remember the first commercials? You're like, what is the what now?
What is the who?
I only buy movie tickets on Fandango. Now my kids.
And just think about what you did, because we're going to be in Hawaii when Avengers come out.
We're going to be in Miami.
In Miami when Avengers come out. You were able to go to two different theaters in Miami.
Where is our show?
And
Miami
pick our
Improv.
seats.
What time does the show end? Send Josh the address. He can do a map search of where the nearest theaters are.
Pull it up.
We also want to take the ones out that don't have reserved seating, because what is that? Remember we used to go to the movies and have to get there early?
Oh my God.
To get a good seat?
I hope we can sit next to my friends.
Can sit next to each. Now I buy my seat. I get there when I get there, cuz. What are you my seat for?
It could be whatever.
It could be whatever.
Kid.
F3, 4, 5, 6. That's Frederick's family, boy.
And you
think
know
you can
that.
sit anywhere?
Huh?
Me and my family sit in the exact same spot every time we go to the movies.
And this is crazy, because you know how we have like social media, we have Twitter, and you can go to all these different places. I'm so old. I used to go on a thing called the Party Line.
I remember the Party Line.
You went on the Party Line where you used to have to announce yourself. You go into a
cab.
and then you have girls like they be describing themselves.
Man,
never look
everybody
like
sounds fine on the phone. I met a few.
Yo,
y'all are voice actors.
Absolutely,
you sound amazing. But in real life, I was like, hold
That
up.
was back when every girl used to say she have almond shaped eyes. Like we all have almond shaped eyes, you dork.
Party Line was lit.
And they say stuff like, I'm not small, I'm not little, but I ain't never been caught. Like they would just say little stupid stuff to say that they was big, but they didn't know
What
how
did
to
you
say. I used to say that I was athletic.
Why?
Offensive linemen are athletes. Shot put throwers are athletes. I didn't say what kind of athletes. I just said athlete. You should ask more descriptive questions.
Sumo wrestlers are.
There was nothing more nerve rattling than going to meet that girl for the first time just to see if she looked anywhere near what she said.
That's the first catfish.
Yeah, but I would still take it down.
You're
I'd be
a catfish fry. By that time, I remember there was a girl I met on a party line. We dated and broke up without ever seeing each other.
That is just
like, I can't do this anymore. You treat me so wrong.
You guys got together, broke up, never physically.
Never seen her. Straight manti tail.
Lives have. Yo, the world in which the way we live has just changed because of technology.
No,
like it's
that's a complete understatement.
I think we had the biggest quantum leap.
No, you're downplaying an entire technological revolution.
I think the world has changed because of electricity.
Guys,
no, but this is what I be saying though. our generation, like, and I mean, I know I'm older than everybody, but
like a battle
our generation, I feel like we've had the biggest jump in technology than any other group of people.
Listen to this. I saw this on Twitter and it just reminded me. Let me tell you how much technology's changed. And I think no other generation has experienced as much as us, right? When I was a kid, TV, turn the knob, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no remote. Yeah. Big TV, big Bible on the TV, okay? Went from that, VHS. Do you remember Laserdisc?
I used to have a beta before VHS. I had a beta before VHS. First computer I had was a Commodore 64.
Oh my gosh.
I'm old.
Floppy disk. Right. I remember saving my paper, big floppy, not the baby floppy, big floppy. I remember at the computer lab when I was a kid, you had to put the floppy disk in, lock the thing, and then play your little game. Load it up on MS-DOS. We were coding. You had this before the screen was there. It was just like the Matrix.
No, my boy was saying this. He's a comedian. My boy Carlos Rodriguez. He said something very funny on stage. He said he lived in an era where you got the internet in the mail. Remember when they used to send you the AOL on a disc?
Yes. The updates?
Bro.
I remember when call waiting came out.
I remember calling people on their line used to be busy.
Yes. That's when call waiting came out, like no more busy signal. We were like, wait, what do you mean? Like
I used to call popcorn to find out what time it was.
Popcorn?
You ever call popcorn, the number popcorn, and that would tell you the time?
No.
You didn't know what time it was?
Sometimes you didn't know what time it was, and you call popcorn and it'd tell you the time.
You didn't have a clock in your house?
You never call popcorn?
Don't do that.
Josh
You're
was
digging
born in
deeper.
1994.
3. Come on, man.
I had a beeper. Did you have a beeper?
I had
a root beer color one, and it was see-through.
It wasn't turned on. I found it.
Did you used to hold both buttons and turn it on? Who is this paging me? You dummy. That was the first text message. You could like send "I miss you" through a beep.
Yeah.
We have
sent messages through carrier pigeon.
Shut up.
I sent a raven out to her. But listen, let me continue though. Remember saving my so floppy disk became the small discs, right? Yeah. And then that became USB drives. I remember saving my college papers, saving them to the little thumb drive, and then emailing them to myself to save them on email. Right?
I was around before email came out.
Remember when 4 gigs was a lot?
Josh,
bruh,
256 gigs,
and it's still not enough.
Pocket. 4 gigs was like I could never imagine.
That's like the equivalent of the phone that Doughboy bought. That's 64 gigs.
Oh, you always got a joke for that, don't you?
Speaking of that, remember before cell phones, right?
Can I say something about cell phones?
Yes,
remember the first cell phone, the brick that you put in your car? I remember my sister's baby dad had one. It was like it was like $600. It was huge.
Zach Morris had one on Saved by the Bell, and he looked so cool. But we used to have to take actual pictures.
Oh my God!
And
get them developed.
The came out until you look like take
2 weeks later.
I don't know if you look good. And Walgreens, that's a whole business they lost.
Oh yeah.
I remember the first camera phone pictures; they were super grainy. Now we are shooting this literally on an iPhone. It'll be edited. It'll be airdropped to a computer with no cords. Resent back to the phone for me to post for you to see anywhere.
Some would think that's witchcraft.
Oh, it's the devil. I know it is.
That's just, we have seen some things.
We have seen some things. And my kids their whole life has been Wi-Fi.
That's why I think that's why my handwriting is so messy.
Why?
Because I don't write anymore. When was the last time you wrote something?
I sign checks all the time, baby.
You sign your name, but when's the last time you wrote like a letter? When's the last time you wrote like I had to write?
I used to write Melissa letters.
Really? I did too. I used to
fold them up with the little piece that comes up for your eyes only.
You just like fold it in like the origami thing?
I never could do that. Damn. People gave me letters like that. I remember when it was serious, me and Melissa were serious. I had a shoebox of all the love letters I had from other girls.
Kev, you had one summer where you was in the... This dude had one summer where he was in the streets.
I had every love letter ever written to your boy.
And what were these dudes saying to you?
That's come on, funny for a while. You've been running it back for years now.
I like it.
It's not funny though no more.
But I like
it. It's like your breath smells like earring backs. Anything smells like earring backs.
All right.
Like the first time you heard it, it was funny. Probably the first 50. But now earring back, okay, man, heard it.
He's been running that joke for 60 years.
Thanks for ruining my joke. It was serious when I threw that box of letters away. That was like clearing out my DMs.
Really?
Like, I got to let y'all go.
Yeah, we've had a crazy shift in technology. So where did we land on Lupita? I was never mad at her from the rip.
Well, she didn't offend you, so why would you be mad at her?
Okay, well let's move on to Omari.
Shout out to Lupita.
Yeah, Side note, Just to give y'all a quick update, I know everybody's been sitting on pins and needles about this. Regina Hall still hasn't hit me back. My crush might be moving to Lupita.
No. You stay focused.
Regina, you got to hit me back, man.
You bet me that you were going to get a date with her.
Oh, I didn't bet. I bet you on the weight loss. You just told me you give me $1,000 if I got a date with her. We didn't bet. We bet on weight loss. Yeah, don't you try fandangle me. But let's move right along to somebody that did do something very offensive and creepy.
Yeah.
Omari Hardwick.
Omarion.
Now side note, isn't he married?
Yeah.
Okay, it makes this even stupider. He was at the NAACP Awards? Mm-hmm. Okay. And he won an award for what?
I don't know why.
Okay,
I don't know that he won anything.
Why did he kiss Beyonce 2 times on the cheek?
2 times?
I think he kissed her that first time and his mom was like, brother, you will never get another chance to do this. Do it again. Again. He didn't even kiss his own wife. Where was your wife?
Well, there was only a 7-second clip, so you don't know what he did before.
Bruh.
People were like, did he dap up Jay-Z? What about his own wife?
There is no reason to kiss another man's wife. Like,
The Hollywood, that Hollywood greeting, people
it's
do
almost kind of,
it's
weird.
not a fan.
I'm not married, but once I do get a wife, don't kiss my wife under no circumstances.
Okay, so right now, Regina Hall, you love her.
Regina Hall, let's just use Regina.
She's
Who
definitely
wife
getting
her up?
I would call that a platonic kiss. Because in my mind, you go, this is their cheek, okay? This is their mouth. You go cheek to cheek, and you put your kiss sound away.
Do you do that?
Absolutely not.
I just don't
I'm
see
saying
that.
what looks like standard issue protocol is to like touch cheeks and then go.
But that's
like,
even a
make
cultural
sound.
thing. That's not like
That's
not in.
That's not your woman.
Right.
Why are you even acknowledging her at
Hollywood people.
But hold on. Because then now I'm getting mad. Let me sit up. Was she in the award with him? Was it something that they were both
No,
worked on?
this is them. This was them walking through seats.
Omari
Like it wasn't
wildin'.
on stage
He
or anything.
wildin'.
The people do the kiss all the time. The
But-
one kiss is the first kiss. Had he just done that, this would not
You're
even
missing
be
my
an
point,
issue.
Kevin. You're missing my point. He just won an award. So when you just if
I
you
don't
just
know that
see-
he just won an award. Where are you getting that from?
he didn't just win an award when he kissed her.
I
They were
He just
literally
seen her and kissed her?
They were
Yeah, I think it
standing
was just
like
a greeting.
Oh, so I thought that he won. He got up like, I'm about to get this award. Ooh, kiss Beyonce, they gonna get the
No,
award.
it was just a
so I was just wrong and didn't read the docket.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I
cool,
told
cool.
you, I don't know. We kept saying, I don't know where you're getting that from.
I don't know, man.
You just be saying stuff. I'm getting
And then
mad.
he just
Why?
deeps. He
Because
just
I'm
keeps digging deeper and
misunderstanding what things are happening.
Okay, so he
I
just
said it was just a greeting.
Okay, so
just
it was a
Hollywood
greeting.
Yes.
It still was just trash to me.
Well, it was, the first part is normal. Now Beyonce's face just looked like I hate coming outside. This is what happens when I gotta see y'all. And people be so mad. She ain't nobody special. Nobody said it was because of Beyonce. You could enter any
kiss.
celebrity there. It literally matter of fact, any person, any woman who had that same face would look like, well, why did you do that?
So let me ask you this.
And he went. I just want to say something because you keep cutting me off. Corner of the lip.
Got very close to that lip.
Oh, no, he got that corner. He got that corner.
So let me ask you this, because it's
He got the corner. You should never be facing each other for the greeting. Side cheek.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the
I'm not doing that. When y'all come to me, I'm gonna be like,
This is the thing I'm saying. It's because it's easier to ask me what I would do in a situation. I don't even have a girlfriend, let alone a wife. You got a whole wife.
But you do have pork.
You messed up. You messed up. You messed
do
up.
have pork
You messed up.
sirloin.
No.
I really can't say sirloin anywhere.
You can't.
Sorrel.
Soyloid? I always say soyloid. Soyloid.
Soyloin.
So you have
Say
a wife.
toy boat 3 times fast.
Say what?
Toy boat.
Toy boat. What did you do to me? Toy boat. Oh, no. Wait, hold on. One more time. Toy boat. No. Last time. Toy boat. Yeah.
You did not say it.
Toy boat.
Did you add an A?
These are the things I tell you to say. Toy boat. Yeah?
No. Why are you saying?
Toy boat. Rubber skills. I don't know. Anyway, so you have a wife.
I do.
Okay, and
Shout out to
you be
Mitch,
winning.
kept on stage.
You be winning stuff and whatever. So
No,
you
I
guys
haven't
be
won any awards.
okay.
Talking
You were nominated for a BET Social Image Award.
I don't be winning.
Okay,
I think
so
they just threw me in.
as your celebrity begins to grow,
Yeah.
you run into Omari at an award show. Let's just use him because he just did it. So he sees your wife and kisses her twice. You inviting him outside to trade hands?
Am I gonna challenge him to a duel?
Yeah. Like, how you gonna feel if a dude kiss your wife on the corner of her mouth in front of you?
I don't think I would like that very much. I don't know that I'm going to challenge him to a duel outside. Hey, sir.
You don't
I'll
make
see you on the
cameras
duel.
Because then you mess
on
around
him
and just
at that
get beat
moment?
up. Then you just with a black eye and pride.
I feel like respect my wife. I'm telling y'all. We're about to be in these same rooms. You don't want to see your boy. You feel me? Oh, man, I'm already tiny.
Why would he do that?
5'6".
I just don't understand the logic in.
Hold on, what if it was Michael Jai White, the dude who plays Spawn?
I'd be like, girl, you better kiss him back. You see he didn't just kiss you on the corner of your mouth. Make out with him. You think I need these type of problems in my life? I see Black Dynamite and he was just acting. Y'all gonna get a room. It's on me. But nah, that, I would feel offended though if a dude just kissed my wife.
Absolutely.
And how did his wife feel? Like, man, you just out here kissing. But then again, you gotta be like this Beyonce.
No, absolutely not.
I'm thinking that might have been in his mind. Like, I'm never this.
He also.
I be trying to look for the devil's advocate. Like, why did you think this
You
was
be looking
okay?
for the devil's cake.
No, that was
Devil's
just,
food.
That was.
Why
just,
my joke's not working? My joke's not working.
No.
Devil's food is it, right?
No.
Not devil's cake. Devil's food is the chocolate cake.
You just go back. To
I haven't had breakfast.
I guess I'm just looking for why he thought that was okay. 'Cause I don't want to think he's a disrespectful guy.
I think he probably just was like, I didn't get it good the first time.
After that first kiss, you could just look at his eyes and be like, he was a man on a mission. I'm kissing Beyonce's face, is what it said. I think he was foul, though. People like kind of came for him.
Absolutely foul.
I think people.
Oh, foul, absolutely. I bet you won't do it again.
But you know what?
Nobody.
You know what I always appreciate about Jay and Jay and B?
Who? What?
They always handle themselves very well because you can tell
they know if Hov swings, it's a whole rap for his image.
But just the fact
It's
that
a
they
whole
both.
rap.
don't do that.
I love the fact that they're not really in the social media matrix like that. Like they didn't feed
They don't
into
have
it.
to be.
True.
Beyonce, but she absolutely generates them. Have you ever seen her comments on her Instagram? Man, it just thousands of comments.
You're in the
immediately.
Beehive though, right?
No, I'm adjacent. My wife is in, but even my wife ain't like. I'm talking about like some people are like
You've been to a Beyonce concert though, right?
multiple.
You found out.
I am amazed by her ability at a live show.
Right.
It is the best show I ever seen.
Really?
Oh man, her performances.
I haven't seen her. I
Stage
said
production. I'm
Kiara
gonna
said
tell
she-
you my 3 best concerts. Beyonce, by herself. Jay-Z kind of holds her back. When he raps,
Really?
it's just like
Jay-Z holds Beyonce back?
all he can do
Is rap? Right. He not doing no
She has
dances.
dancers and this and that. It's just like her by herself.
He come out like young Hov. Shut up. Let her go back to dancing.
It's just more
Okay.
entertaining.
Okay.
Like the Coachella performance.
Okay.
Now imagine splitting that up with Jay-Z rapping his songs every other 10 minutes. Like, yeah, all right,
Okay,
it's a Hard Knock
bro.
Live. We heard. More of this. Right? Her live, Bruno Mars live.
Everybody keeps saying Bruno.
The most fun ever.
Because he plays instruments too.
He plays instruments, open stage, all the people sing his instrument or his
Better than
instrument.
Justin Timberlake?
Yes. Justin Timberlake was the next one.
Really?
Justin Timberlake was really fun too, but it wasn't as fun as Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars was just a great time.
You'd be Justin Timbercake.
We're off.
It's just not one of
Our
those
food
days,
stuff's not in today.
It's okay.
All right, moving on. LeBron James is not in the playoffs for the first time in 14 seasons, I want to say.
So the last time he was not in the playoffs, Twitter wasn't even around.
Oh, a lot of things weren't around.
Facebook?
I saw a stat that said 95% of the players in the NBA were not in the NBA when he was last not in the playoffs.
Really?
Really. Here's the thing.
Talk about dominance.
LeBron James does not seem to care.
See, this is the
He's
thing about
making
LeBron.
faces. There's a
His
video
check
of him
is
like,
still clearing.
he did this face. He put the camera on a Patron bottle and went back to his face and he was like,
His face on that picture looked like the V for Vendetta
It
mask.
did. It did. Here's the thing. LeBron has went full dad mode.
Then he should quit.
No.
Let me tell you why this hurts his legacy.
He should quit.
Let me tell you why.
Okay, before you say that,
Okay.
these stats are not exact.
Okay.
But I think Kevin Durant's 27 points a game, LeBron 28.
Right.
Kevin Durant, 8 rebounds a game, LeBron 9. These stats are not exact, but
Right.
he's that close to Kevin Durant. And you think he should quit playing in the NBA?
Let me tell you why. All I hear about, and mind you, I'm a huge LeBron fan. So I don't think he can do any wrong. And I think not only is he a great player, he's a great ambassador for the league. Came in at 18. That's insurmountable pressure. Never been in trouble with the law. Just really good role model, whatever. All I seem to hear about from LeBron these days is everything but basketball. He's executive producing 2 Chainz' album. He's shooting Space Jam. He got a great TV show. I feel like if that's the mode that you're in exec mode, bro, just go exec. You're not hungry to chase rings no more. You're not hungry to chase accolades. And I feel like when you put on the purple and gold, people in LA, you're an LA native, Josh, they take...
Camarillo.
Well, you know what I mean. Same thing. People in Laker fans take this serious.
Has he not done his job on the court?
I feel like...
He was also hurt for a quarter of the season.
Right.
And before he was hurt, they were 4th. Okay? Blunder around the trade deadline. I think he tried to get some people.
I think now, listen, these are the things I'm talking about. I think he mismanaged that.
Absolutely.
He himself.
We'll 100% agree with you. But here's the thing that I think. LeBron's expectations are out of this world.
Insurmountable.
So I don't think he should quit. I think we should re-level set what we expect out of him.
But dude, what do you think he's chasing? Do you think he's really legitimately trying to get another ring?
No. And I don't think you
then
have
what is he doing?
Playing basketball for millions of dollars. Why do you have to? You think everybody in the NBA wants a ring? You are wrong.
I think when you're LeBron James,
and
you have done the things that you have done, you have made enough money. The money can't be the motivation for why
he could want to play NBA. Why can't he play because he likes it? What about basketball says I have to?
Then why not just stay in Cleveland?
Would you rather live in Cleveland than
if it's
LA?
just to play basketball?
If we're just playing basketball, would you rather live in Cleveland or LA? No. Have you been to Cleveland
in the winter?
Have you been to period? Any day of the week. Yeah. I love you, Cleveland. One of my best shows were there. Don't want to live there. We live in LA. What do you mean? Why would I rather live in Cleveland than LA?
I don't see the hunger and the fervor.
What more would you see if he never did anything besides play basketball? No, can he play basketball for the rest of his life?
It just seems like whether he wins or loses, it don't really matter to him.
Do you think he could win the championship this year anyway? Do you think he could win this year?
I think had he not had, how many games did he miss? He missed more games this year than he ever had.
Do you think at his best he could win the championship this year?
With the team that he has?
Yes.
No.
What's the point?
So that's why I don't understand.
So he should quit because he can't win?
Are you going to let me finish?
No, I'm going to just keep asking questions so I look right.
Okay, well, you're not looking right. And the second thing is this.
I think I'm looking right.
I feel as if I hear so much more about everything else that he does except bad. I would have rather him just take a year off. Just like you don't seem like you're into it. You seem like you're
Why? What? Because he has outside interests? You can be into it. How many things are you interested in?
I'm interested in. I'm not LeBron James.
So
what I'm saying is, I don't know.
I was just about to cut you off and say I don't see the baseline for your argument whatsoever.
I'm trying. If you'll let me get there, I'll get there.
He wants him to focus only on basketball.
I'm not
That's what you're saying.
that. What I'm saying is this: he does not seem focused on basketball because it's just in his body language.
Has his production dropped?
No.
Then what does it matter what he does when he's not at work?
Because he's executive producing 2 Chainz.
So?
What other did you ever see Kobe doing that?
Who cares?
He's still getting shots up.
What does that matter?
Huh?
Kobe had a whole rap album as a career.
At the very beginning, and then he stopped.
So? Shaq released albums. Shaq did movies. Michael Jordan did movies.
No, nobody's calling you, though.
I was looking for my argument.
Basketball does not require all of your attention. Even if he gave every second of every minute to basketball, it wouldn't be enough, and his team, nothing would have changed.
This is what I will say, and this is a fact, and this is first. They won more games last year without him than they did this year with him.
But you can't put LeBron as the fall guy for their whole team chemistry.
Well, actually you can, because he came in there. He knew what players that they had. He went and basically, he's not even a player anymore. He's more like a general manager and a coach. They know that he's going to get the coach fired. They know that he put every player on the trading block. Then when they couldn't move him, did he expect them to want to play with him? I heard that Lonzo, Kuzma, and what's the other guy's name? JaVale McGee?
He's on the team.
I heard all 3 of them want out. Nobody wants to play with him. I heard nobody wants to come there to play with him because he's an insurmountable distraction.
You just keep saying insurmountable for no reason. That's the insurmountable distraction. That can't even begin to make sense.
This is a big distraction.
Insurmountable distraction.
You also have to consider that last year Zoe and Kuzma were true rookies, and people don't know how to play with them, against them in a new league like that.
Magic Johnson is the GM. Mm-hmm. I think LeBron heavily influenced their moves or attempts.
So you think he had nothing to do with the abomination of the team chemistry? They say that he's a coach killer. Luke Walton never stood a chance.
Luke Walton doesn't stand a chance, period, in general.
They were winning last year. They almost won 40 games.
They were a new team.
They almost won 40
They had
games
no expectations last year. Lonzo Ball?
And so you meet those same expectations with the best player in the world?
He missed 24 games.
What does that mean?
So that means of 80 games, he didn't play for 20 of them, so they lost a lot of those.
I feel like
Were they in fourth place when he got hurt?
They were.
Were they in fourth place at any time last year?
No.
The Heat didn't win a championship the first time he was traded to them with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
So are you guys really trying to say that you feel like LeBron is as focused as he's ever been on basketball?
I don't know that he's as focused as he ever been. You said he should quit.
Yes.
I don't think he should
Those two
quit.
Because when you're, because
I don't think he may not be
This
as
is
focused
why.
as he
This is
ever
why.
been, but
I'll
I
tell
don't
you
think
why.
he also needs to
I'll
be.
tell you why I feel that way. Because there's always an argument between the GOAT status between him and Michael Jordan. If you're going to be in that level to be compared to that man, I feel like you got to sell out for basketball until you're done with basketball. That's all I'm saying. Once he's
Michael
done, he can
Jordan
go do
didn't
whatever.
even do that.
Michael, what do
He
you mean?
did Space Jam while he was playing basketball. He had all types of businesses, colognes. He had all types of interests.
I used to wear Michael Jordan cologne.
Yeah, what are you? You're comparing him. He did. The difference is when Michael Jordan was playing, we didn't have social media. We're not aware of what he did. Michael Jordan was a terrible teammate. Punched people in the face.
You don't
had
know
a
who
gambling
he was
problem.
hanging out with on the side.
Everybody hated him. Punched Steve Kerr in the mouth.
He put Steve Kerr in the
Yes. His teammates hated him more than LeBron. All Michael Jordan's teammates hated him. Okay? He also had Phil Jackson. Shout out to him. Lucky to have him. But you didn't hear about Michael Jordan's, if he played during the social media age, you wouldn't even think of him the same. He was awful.
Was he?
Yes, you just didn't. That was my whole point of putting that in the docket is we think of LeBron because LeBron's entire career, we've had social media, at least Facebook from the very, very beginning.
So we grew up with him in this era.
Yes, so we scrutinize everything he does.
So maybe I'm being a little critical of him.
Absolutely, hypercritical. He's the most criticized athlete in the history of the world because he's had the biggest expectations. Michael Jordan didn't even have LeBron's expectations from the beginning. Nobody expected anything out of Michael Jordan when he first came into the league. LeBron is literally expected to, if he doesn't win a championship every year, it is a failure. We don't hold any athlete to that standard that you have to win a championship or you're a failure. Not even Tom Brady. When he got hurt or the Patriots don't have a bad year, nobody's like, you should retire. You shouldn't do anything else. Tom Brady has all type of other interests, writing books and the TB12 method.
So by that rationale, I'm part of the problem.
Absolutely. No one is expecting, not even other players in the NBA. Chris Paul never won a ring. Carmelo never won a ring.
Karl Malone never won a ring.
Karl Malone never won a ring.
Charles Barkley.
LeBron
Patrick
is literally
Ewing.
expected to win a ring every single year. That is insane.
You have made some very solid points. And my points have been
Nobody in
trash.
any sport should be expected to win a championship every year when everybody else wants to win one too.
And to be honest,
And one more thing, no matter what LeBron did this year, failure. Doesn't make the playoffs, failure. Makes the playoffs, gets blown out, failure. Makes the playoffs, goes all the way to the West Finals, loses, failure. Makes the playoffs, goes to the finals again, doesn't win, failure. Anything less than winning the championship is a failure. Think about the biggest knock on him, he goes to the finals and loses too much.
he went to 8 straight.
Michael Jordan, who most people agree is the greatest, he got beat all up and through the different types of playoffs. Didn't go to as many finals as LeBron. Isn't the point to try to win a championship?
Yeah.
So why do we knock LeBron because he gets further just because he doesn't win? It's like if LeBron didn't go to the finals. Like say LeBron.
It's like if a quarterback took his team to the Super Bowl 8 straight years.
Right. Like say LeBron, I think he has 3 rings.
Yeah.
3 rings. Say he only went to the finals 3 times and won. 2 with Miami and 1 with Cleveland.
We'd probably be calling him the GOAT.
No, we would be saying he didn't even make the finals that much.
Yeah, you're right.
He only made the finals 3 times. No matter what he does, it's not good enough.
We've given him insurmountable expectations.
It's ridiculous. People don't even be going to the finals. And we get on LeBron for going to the finals and not winning. And who even, bro, when he beat Golden State, they had won
That was psychotic.
73 games.
Yeah.
And the year prior when they lost, he had lost Kyrie and
Kevin
Kevin.
Love.
That's like Michael Jordan losing Scottie Pippen and who was the next best player? Either
Luke Longley? Steve Kerr?
probably Kukoc.
Kukoc
might have been, or Rodman, or Horace Grant. Probably Horace Grant's probably the closest to Kevin Love. And still expecting him to beat another
I
team.
guess we didn't even think about that too. So he had to play the Warriors without Kevin Love and Kyrie. And still
we
lost.
Still expected
and it was
him to
still
win.
competitive. Then the next year, he beat them, the 73 team. And then the year after that, they added Kevin Durant.
You know how good Kevin Durant
I take everything back I just said about LeBron James.
Kevin Durant is like
Jesus.
That's like Michael Jordan losing to the Utah Jazz and then adding Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
Or Shaq. Like, that's how good Kevin Durant is. He's one of the top 5 players. Imagine Jordan going to the Utah Jazz and beating them in Game 6. The next year, they add Shaq. And you better beat him this year, too.
Think about this.
Hold on. Shaq over Greg Ostertag.
No, you're right.
And do you think Jordan would have won?
If he had Shaq?
Well, if the Jazz added Shaq or Kobe.
There's no, he would have lost. But this is what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't think...
if Shaq went to the...
No, I don't think Kobe was playing yet, but Shaq was.
But this is the thing that I'm even saying. It's even crazier.
Tracy McGrady.
You know that in Kevin Durant's mind, where LeBron was factored into his decision.
Absolutely.
So he was just like, I'm not going to be able to beat him any team I go to. I can't beat him with
he lost when he played.
So I'm going to go to the best team in history to be. They clicked up against him.
Literally 73-9. That
I take it all back.
LeBron beating them.
LeBron
that year
should be protected at all costs.
changed the entire dynamic of the whole everything.
He really did.
Like there's never in the history of the NBA did a team lose in the finals and then get a player that was the MVP the last 5 years.
And then the year before he left Cleveland, inexplicably, Kyrie is just like, I'm out of here. He has to lose Kyrie and still found a way to still make it to the finals.
Oh yeah.
No
way. I think Kyrie got traded, didn't he?
No, but he demanded the trade.
Yeah.
And then he had to lose at All-Star, get back a bunch of spare parts.
Here's LeBron's.
And still made it.
Is that the IT trade?
Oh my God, for Isaiah. Whatever happened to that guy?
He got hurt?
He got hurt. He was best. By the way, the Celtics trash for that. But his sometimes it's just about matchups. That actually happens in sports a lot of times. You be having a good team and then the dynamics are different and you are different. But think about this. LeBron James, his biggest problem is he makes average people look great.
Jesus.
He makes Tristan Thompson look amazing. Mo Williams. He was going to the finals with people knowing, like Larry Hughes starting. Eric Snow, I mean, bro, garbage cans. When he left, that team went to the lottery. When Michael Jordan left, Scottie Pippen led that team to the playoffs again. They won nearly the same amount of games the next year. When LeBron leaves, lottery. When he comes, finals. Leaves, lottery. Comes, finals.
I take it all back. He has been, you've been on your A game today.
It's time for your favorite segment. One must go. Gotta go.
One must go.
One gotta go.
One gotta go. Why do you change it now?
One
gotta go.
First. Chicken.
That's
what?
No, we had a supreme argument about this on the road, and you weren't here with us this week. Okay. So I wanted to bring it to you. One piece of the chicken gotta go. Breast, leg, wing, thigh. And
y'all really argue this?
Yes.
Grown men argue about what piece of chicken gotta go.
Absolutely. Because there were some Popeyes in the grill, and we was like, man, what's in there? Depends on what's in there. Do I want to eat it?
So it's one gotta go.
One gotta go. And I'm going to tell you mine first because you be going first all the time.
Okay. Tell me
first off the board.
The breast? The bigger
the
breast?
Wing.
First off the board?
The wing is
the smallest piece of chicken.
So it has the best flavor. It has the best flavor.
Flavor?
Baked, fried. It turns into wings.
You got to eat 30 of them to get a good feel.
So I'm not about consuming a lot of food. We see you think differently.
You're on the weight loss challenge.
I'm about the best taste. The wing produces the best taste. And you chop them up and you got hot wings. They're the most versatile way to eat. They're not the most versatile.
First off
As I said it, I was like, they're not the most versatile. It's probably the chicken breast. But.
First off, and maybe this was because of my upbringing and my father always got this, much like Chris Rock's father, the big piece of chicken. The breast. Off the board, off the rip.
That's the worst.
Off the rip.
The breast gotta go.
No.
Get it out of here.
You say that's your gotta go?
Breast trash.
Breast is trash?
Dry.
Sahara Desert dry. It's just big.
Have you lost your mind?
No, I found it in the wing.
I'll help you find it.
Have you lost your mind, boy? I'll help you find it. The breast is the most trash piece of chicken ever.
Really? That's what you think?
It's dry when it's fried. It's dry when it's baked. It's only good for chicken breast sandwiches or salads. But if I had to let it go, get it out of here.
So that's the one that got to go.
Yes.
You know the one that got to
stinks.
I'm going to say the one that's got to go, and it's going to be for a stupid reason. But I'll be having those moments in my life. It's going to be the drumstick. You know why? That little hangy thing.
What do you mean?
The cartilage?
Yes.
The gristle?
Oh.
Oh, you don't like the gristle? I love knock it off.
You crunch through the gristle?
Oh, I
You
eat
eat the gristle?
I am disgusted.
Why does that not surprise me?
I love the
You
gristle.
out here eating that little nasty part?
I just lost a friend.
You swallow it? I don't know if that's even.
I don't know if you're supposed to crunch
I don't
that.
know if you're supposed to eat that.
Y'all ain't no gristle either?
You can't. That doesn't
That's
even break
cartilage.
down. That doesn't even
Of
break.
course it breaks down. It comes out.
You
Everybody,
eat that little part.
people who love the chick,
That's disgusting.
love the gristle.
Hold on. We're not just going
I
to bring
find the
this back.
that
gristle in
little-
the wing. There's gristle on the wing. With that little, when you separate that wishbone,
You eat that part?
yeah.
You're disgusting.
I go to the little part, the part that be having the feathers. Pick those out.
Oh no, I don't
Y'all
like
don't know how
it.
to eat no chicken. That's your problem.
don't like it.
You ain't
I-
never had nothing.
That's not. Hold
That's
on.
disgusting. Yeah, we're not
Everybody eat.
That's a
I
joint. That's
guarantee-
not meat.
Why are you eating that?
I like it. First
Why?
of all,
Why are you? What,
I like the
you
crunch.
eat the little hangy part on the
the
drumstick.
gristle.
That's gross.
No, it's not. It's delicioso.
Yo,
I
I'm
will
39
scrape the chicken off the bone until the bone is dry.
Now
I
listen.
hope they drag you in the comments.
Bro,
'cause that
that's
is not.
gross.
I guarantee you in the comments,
No.
real chicken eaters eat the gristle.
No, they
Real
don't.
chicken eaters unite. Do
No
you
one
eat
eats
the gristle?
that part, bro.
Yes, you.
Bro.
Yes, they do.
Bro, I didn't
Do
eat
you
a-
eat the gristle?
I did ate 100 million pieces of chicken.
Oh, we
This
know.
morning you
that's
ate
uncontested.
Shut up. Can we take his mic?
I seen
I
a
don't
box
eat.
in your trunk.
I don't eat that. That's just gross, bro. The
Nah, you out
texture
of your
of it is
mind.
weird.
What's wrong with the texture? It's just a little crunch. A little crunch. You never hurt nobody. I
So
love
you don't
it.
eat that part either.
I don't. I agree with you there.
I guarantee you 50% of the people or more.
No.
Also, it's regional.
50%.
In
Hold on,
the
you can't go
South,
50%.
y'all West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. In the South, it is customary and culturally approved to eat the gristle. Where I grew up in Texas, I guarantee
That
you.
can't be a thing.
I guarantee
Hop in the
you.
comments that be
Hop in the
disabled.
comments and say if you eat the gristle. I know
Are you serious?
Yes. What
You're
about
not.
this?
Wait, you're not joking.
The gristle.
That's gross.
I love the gristle. Let me finish my rankings out. Wings number
So
one.
breast off the board first for me.
Second off the board for me is thighs.
Second off the board for me is thigh because it's the most flavorful piece.
Second
take
most flavorful, but the juiciest.
Yes.
And also,
And then I'll take the wing third.
I'll take the leg. I'm honestly,
The
I
drumstick
could
kind
also
of
not
try.
eat
Yeah.
legs ever. I feel like legs are just for the babies to introduce them to chicken. Like, here,
I feel
baby,
like
you can hold
but
it.
I feel like when you go to birthday parties or barbecues, they always give the kids the drumstick.
Yeah, always because
they're
nobody
handy,
cares.
they got the little
and they
thing.
be coming in like packs of 1,000.
Why do they call them drumsticks? They don't look like drumsticks. I play drums.
I have no idea.
Where did
actually.
drumstick
That's
come
actually
from?
that's a fairly good point.
I'm a drummer. It does not look like this at all.
I don't know.
So
but
you're-
I'm not. I could actually live the rest of my life only eating the wing and the thigh. I actually hardly ever eat the
No breast?
No, I hate the
Boneless wings are made out of chicken breast.
I don't like boneless wings.
Who
You don't
eats
like boneless wings? You don't
Boneless
like
wings are just large chicken tenders.
How do they even come to that
They're small
conclusion?
chicken tenders.
What?
We're gonna make some boneless wings, make it out of the breast.
Well, it's probably the easiest
What do
to
they
chop up.
But why not call it breast?
It's marketing. Hey, want chicken breast fried in it? Nobody.
And why do they call them buffalo wings? Because the sauce? You know,
I think buffalo wings were invented in Buffalo.
you know, I really grew up thinking that was like buffalo wing. I thought it came from Buffalo when I was coming up when I was younger.
Buffaloes don't have wings though.
Which is what confused me
Where would they be
more.
flapping? I don't.
But why
Buffalo
they
are large.
Okay, even a bigger
And why
thing.
would they be that
Even
small?
a bigger
Like,
thing. When people
it's
said
little-
oxtails, I thought it was a tail. I was like, this is the tail has meat. It's not a I thought it, but think about it. It makes me sound stupid, but then you don't even think about who came up with it. Why would you call it oxtails and it's not a tail?
It's not ox either. It's beef.
It's not ox?
It's a cow.
Oh my! You're digging this hole.
You didn't think that thought people eating ox? It's cow.
What? Really?
Yes.
You don't need to make the mind blow gesture like that.
oxen? It's
okay,
just beef.
But just think about it. Why are they calling it oxtail? So it's
I
not an
don't know.
ox
That's-
or a
that's a good
tail.
point.
It's cow. But I'm supposed to know that. How do you not know that's not oxtails? Well, you
Well,
called it
you're-
oxtails.
It's beef. It's what's for dinner.
That's just dumb. Why, who?
Well, back
I
in the
don't
Stone
know.
Age when you were like hunting oxes, maybe it was
Because
different
I
at
was
that
thinking
time.
ox was just like another type of cow or something. Like,
You think people was like, oh, this is for the beef and these are the oxen?
I just need to
you
know
thought
what-
we was only eating oxtail. You never heard ox anything? Like, this ain't no ox shoulder, ox flank. Just was like, we killing these just for
Where's
tail.
the ox wing though? Huh?
buffalo wings and oxtails are
Okay, now
inexplicably
you
stupid.
know the ox cord is short for auxiliary.
up,
I just want to
shut
make sure you never know. You never know with him. You don't know what. I
What
thought,
part of the ox is the ox cord cut?
What part of the ox generates the music, and how do you plug it into the oxen? Because you know, I don't know about the auxiliary.
No,
Where's the auxiliary?
that's okay.
never knew.
Okay.
All right, so
Now this one's gonna be hard.
this one's gonna be hard.
You better watch your mouth.
One gotta go. 90s R&B groups. Laptop.
Did it die?
Okay, we
One gotta go.
Now I was trying to fight to get Jagged Edge put in here.
Get them out. They don't even.
So
deserve it.
can we stop and give Jagged Edge an honorary mention?
No.
J.E. Heartbreak might be the most classic R&B album ever. Have you ever heard it?
Yes.
Can you take another
Yes.
heartbreak?
They're trash. They're not trash, but
Do you want to fight?
in comparison to these guys, no.
I'll punch you in
No.
your face.
No.
Okay,
There's so many more deserving people to be on this list than Jagged Edge.
It's like
Okay.
throwing
Keep them
Diddy
up.
in the mix all over
Okay,
again.
It's
so
just
here we
like
go.
throwing Diddy in the
So
mix.
first of all, I had a lot of,
One gotta
I had a
go.
lot of people that had my back.
The
on that.
name of the game is one gotta
One
go.
gotta go. Boys to Men.
Ooh.
Jodeci.
Ooh.
Drew Hill.
All right, this is a tough one.
You can go first because I went first on the chicken.
Okay, number one on this has to be hands down, and it better be number one on your list.
Yeah, my list is my list because I'll fire on you.
Punch that mustache off your face. Jodeci. Jodeci evolutionized R&B music. I think they were the first like bad boys of R&B, like with the shades and the leather jackets and Come and Talk to Me, like Forever My
Come
Lady,
and talk
like
to me.
Forever My Like Stay for a little while, like
Evolutionized is not a
lately,
word, but
they
Go off.
their music was
Go off,
hands
sis.
down like lately, late the other night while you were
All right, you don't need to sing all of them.
sleeping.
Doughboy saying come and talk to me to pork chops.
No,
Come
they're
and
just
talk
not
to
working.
me. I really were. Can I talk to you? First
Easy,
off the
easy.
list
Yes.
for me, the best, the most selling R&B group of all time. Motown Philly back.
Didn't you go see
again.
them in Vegas with your brother?
Yes, I saw them
You saw
live
nothing wrong with that.
with my boy.
Y'all was two grown men going
Yes.
to sing Motown Philly. And
Yes.
I'll Make Love to You together, just out there.
We weren't singing to each other. Let me just clarify something. We were in
Give us some
Vegas.
context.
Let me just
Okay.
just moved to LA. Not that much money. Drove to Vegas. Didn't have much entertainment money. The Boys to Men tickets were $35.
But
Okay.
you're with your bro, though.
Well, that's really all we could afford to go see that day. I was like, oh snap, Boys to Men. I didn't think nothing of it. Now, however, towards the end of the concert, they start singing "I'll Make Love to You," and they start handing out roses. At that point, I say, maybe I should have went with Melissa because it's kind of weird.
So you and your boys just sitting there with roses, just like, you
Not
throwing your
killing.
bra on stage, like, go, one, yeah, yes.
They did not get roses all the way to the back where we were. We got the, when you go to Vegas, you go to the little like half price ticket things. We got that. That was literally like, man, we got 35, we can do it. So that's the reason. It wasn't just like I went to Vegas. to
I
see
thought
Boyz
you
II
guys
Men.
planned the whole trip, like, bro.
No,
need
we
to
literally
go.
had like Cirque du Soleil shows at that point in my life. I didn't realize how expensive they were. I was like, oh shoot, wow.
They be
Because I
hitting.
wanted to see the O show at the Bellagio, and all we could afford was Boyz II Men.
Okay.
But as a group, sold more records than any of the groups.
I mean, so I'll go with my second. Well, I guess now I'm going to expose who's coming off of my list.
it was between who?
So now,
Drew Hill and Boyz II Men for you.
so now,
and Jodeci.
Jodeci
and
is locked for me. Okay.
and Boyz II Men is locked for me.
Locked to me. Okay, so now we got Boyz II Men and Drew Hill. While I do love a ton of Drew Hill songs, I never make a promise that I can't keep. I like that song. Somebody Sleeping in My Bed. The song with it, Tell Me. I love all those songs. But for much of the reasons that Boyz II Men was your first one, I mean, I could just put it on the breakdown in Motown Philly to just say those dudes can sing. The
Yeah.
Doom 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 da da doom 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 da da doom 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 doom. And I feel like they made a lot of great music. So it's with great dismay that I would have to remove Drew Hill. Drew Hill would have to.
Swallow you like Reese's Pieces. Come on, girl. You move and swallow you like Reese's Pieces. You know you saw that song. You're like, I feel seen.
That's actually really graphic. Swallow you like Reese's Pieces?
Come on, girl.
Who's just swallowing Reese's Pieces whole? That's just weird. So swallow you like Reese's Pieces does it for you. So
I will say this.
Hold on, because I'm starting to have a sinking suspicion you're about to say something to make me knock you out that chair.
What I feel.
Okay. Tread lightly.
I got 2 syllables for you. 1 run. Cisco. Yeah! The lead singer of Drew Hill.
You're in the way.
The man.
Stop.
Mark from Baltimore. Cisco's real name is Mark.
His real name is Mark?
Mark. Doesn't have the same
Does not
allure.
look like a Mark at all.
Jodeci,
It looks more like a Vincent.
I like Jodeci. Come and talk to me.
Whoa,
bad
you're
boy,
not about to try to take off.
Leather, spinning around, Devontae Dalvin, useless.
Wow.
Casey and JoJo are the only people that matter.
Dalvin.
Bye.
Devontae Swing.
Actually, Devontae was a great producer. Dalvin
played drums.
brought nothing to the equation.
And you lose. Yeah, you would lose Casey and JoJo.
You're gonna keep Drew Hill?
Drew Hill.
They had like 1 album.
No, they did not.
Name me.
I don't know the album.
Name me 3 Drew Hill songs.
In My Bed.
Okay.
Tell Me, Beauty. That's 3 off the
Beauty
rip.
was fire.
Yeah.
You're losing Jodeci?
Yes. Let me just.
Josh.
Let me just.
You want to jump him in the parking lot
I
after?
don't know how much longer you're gonna be here.
You're gonna lose.
So I say my prayers every night. 1 for my mother, 1 for my father,
and 1 for the love of my life. But that's the hold on. Come and talk.
To be today.
Come and talk to me,
tomorrow at the door.
Forever my lady.
And say. What?
Forever my
and take
lady.
only half of yesterday.
And forget about tomorrow. I don't know.
We were 5 steps. 5 steps.
So you're going to get rid of Stay
It can
for a little
go.
while? Forever my lady.
Bye.
Come and talk to me.
Don't talk to me. Text me.
Lately.
Bye.
You're losing Jodeci.
Jodeci. I respect everything you've done.
No Casey and JoJo.
No, Casey and JoJo is a separate group.
No, but they're from Jodeci.
No, Casey and JoJo is a group. Jodeci is a group. All my life, I like that song. Then bye also.
So you're going to keep Drew Hill over
Drew
Jodeci.
Hill, when I listen to R&B.
I think finally fans will side with me and call you psychotic.
They can.
You're going to lose Jodeci?
Yes.
Wow.
Let the record
he
reflect.
bugging, bruh.
Wow.
Let
He
the
bugging.
record reflect.
Toes out.
I will not be swayed by you. I stand by my opinions. When it comes to 90s R&B that I'm listening to, of the 3, I'm much more likely to listen to Boyz II Men and Drew Hill songs.
Toes out, Kev. I don't know if I like him
I would have
anymore.
took Jagged Edge over Drew Hill.
That's fine. Jodeci released music, a lot of their music right before. They were a little earlier than the other 2. And I just
can't believe you would actually say. I'm waiting for you to tell me you're just kidding.
Bye, Jodeci.
You said goodbye to Jodeci.
Love Drew Hill. And Cisco's solo album Incomplete, or Unleash the Dragon, the song Incomplete.
They're just not even on the same level as vocally. Nobody in that group can compete with KC or JoJo.
Cisco can. He can compete with JoJo.
No, he can't.
Drew Hill as a both boys.
Don't they have a dude named Nokio in that group?
Nokio, Jazz, Woody.
His name is
As
Nokio.
a singer and valuable members, Drew Hill has better singers overall than Jodeci.
You tripping.
All you have is Casey and JoJo. Devontae and Dalvin did nothing.
What does Nokio do?
He led 5 steps.
Who's
that was
the
him
other
singing.
guy? Nokio.
Woody and Jazz? Come on, man. They all sing. At least they all sing.
Dalvin
Only
sings.
KC and JoJo sing. Man, trash.
Devontae comes in and talks in interludes.
Devontae produces. Dalvin did nothing. Devontae had the key to Dalvin had the key to the studio. That's all he brought to the table.
You really gonna let go of Jodeci?
I stand by what I said, and I don't really vocalize this opinion because the blacks always want you to agree with everything
they're
they
coming
said.
for you.
Come for me. I said I like pumpkin pie openly. Didn't know about Anita Baker until later in life. Jodeci's not my fave.
Yeah, because if you did a song, it'd be "Forever My Gravy."
No, that was Forever My Gravy. That's funny.
All right. Well, this has been another installment of Righteous.
Righteous and ratchet.
Shout out to all the Patreons out there. We didn't give them a shout before we started.
Shout out to the Right Pack.
Yes.
You will be getting a bonus episode very much sooner.
And if you would like to become a Patreon and get said bonus episodes,
Go to
log on to
www.
righteousandratchet.com. Sign up for the $5 membership, and you can get that. I have been Doughboy.
I've been killing stage.
This has been R&R.
Arn.
Yo, we got to bring the wrap-up back, man.
Uh,
And the 2-minute message. What, you don't think so?
We'll save it for the live show. Righteous and Ratchet. Possibly this fall. Ooh. Coming to a city near you if you live in a big city.
most likely a very big city. Very,
We're not
very
doing
big
Iowa?
cities.
Oh, no. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Sorry.
You got to think against Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Chattanooga, Tennessee is the hardest city to sell tickets in.
Okay.
I'm like, Chattanooga, you'll never get to see me again.
We'll be out here on this well. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.